Hey there, Doughboy here, and Happy New Year! I hope everyone has a great 2018, but we're here to talk about 2017 and the best horror movies to come out of it. This is my top 10 horror list of 2017. Let me first say a few things here. This is by no means an official best of list. This is my own personal list, and there is a good chance that people will disagree with my choices. Also, I have missed a lot of movies that came out this year, so there's a pretty good chance that some good ones slipped by me. If you think a movie should be on the list that isn't, let me know and I'll give it a watch. Anyway, without further ado, here are my top 10 horror movies of 2017. Number 10. Life. Life is a sci-fi horror movie very much in the vein of Alien, in which a group of astronauts, some of which are played by Donnie Darko, Ilsa Faust, and Deadpool, are returning from Mars with soil samples, one of which contains a dormant cell that is able to be revived, which then rapidly grows into a multi-celled organism. The new form of life is announced, and American school students name the new life form Calvin. But of course, scientists gotta be scientists and gotta study things and poke and prod them, which leads to the creature defending itself. This movie was a pretty fun ride, and it would have gotten a higher spot on the list if not for one little scene. The alien vision. I hated it in Alien Covenant, and I hate it here. Seeing through the alien's eyes in that weird alien vision kinda cheapened it, and made it feel more like a really good made-for-TV sci-fi channel movie. But still, the rest of the movie is great, and you should check it out. Number 9. House on Willow Street. In House on Willow Street, a group of 3 men and women plot to kidnap a girl in order to extort diamonds from her rich father. The only problem is, there is a lot more to it than that. The girl is not all that she appears to be, and there is something much darker going on. I can't really say much more about this one, aside from it's definitely worth checking out. Number 8. Cult of Chucky. Here's one that a lot of people will probably disagree with, but again, it's my list and not everyone is going to agree. But Cult of Chucky is another great installment in the Chucky franchise. This installment brings something new to the table with Chucky's voodoo powers, and not everyone will appreciate it. But I thought it was a good way to take the series. Brad Dourif returns as the voice of Chucky. Fiona Dourif, his daughter, returns as Nika Pierce, who we've first seen in Curse of Chucky. Jennifer Tilly returns as Chucky's girlfriend Tiffany, who now possesses Jennifer Tilly's body. Yeah, it's like Tillyception. And, of course, Alex Vincent returns as Andy Barclay. The little boy from the original Child's Play has now grown up. One thing about this movie, though, there is some weird, awkward stuff that happens at the end. Watch it and you'll see what I mean. But anyway, it's a crazy, fun movie, and if you like the Chucky movies, it's definitely worth a watch. Number 7. The Evil Within. The Evil Within, which has absolutely nothing to do with the video game of the same title, is about a mentally challenged boy who is given a cursed mirror as a gift. This leads to a demon within the mirror taking advantage of the boy in order to take control over him. This is an interesting possession movie with some pretty crazy visuals and effects. And this is another one that people might be split on. Is it good? Is it not? Some people might not like how weird this one is, while others, like myself, will embrace the oddity that it is. So, this one may split the audience, but I enjoyed it. And speaking of split, Number 6. Split. M. Night Shyamalan has made some great movies like The Sixth Sense and Signs, but has also made some real stinkers like The Village and the live action. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. The live action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. In the anime, the Earthbender prison was on a ship made of steel so that they could not earthbend it. But in your movie, you put them on a prison on land, where their powers are extremely useful, and then you expect your audience to just accept that they didn't use their powers for whatever unknown reason. Ugh. Anyway, sorry about that. Let me get back to the point. Split. Split is M. Night Shyamalan's newest movie, and fortunately, it falls on the former side of those categories. Split is probably one of the best movies that M. Night Shyamalan has ever made. It follows a man played by Charles Xavier, or James McAvoy, whom has dissociative identity disorder. He has 23 different personalities sharing the same body, and one of these personalities decides to kidnap these girls. I would actually recommend you see all of M. Night Shyamalan's movies before watching this one in order to appreciate it more. I did not see all of his movies before watching this one, so I probably didn't appreciate it as much as I could have. You'll totally get what I mean when you watch it. Number 5. It, Part 1. 2017's It is a remake of the first part of the two-part 1990 made-for-TV miniseries of the same name. That one starred the one and only Tim Curry as the titular It, Pennywise the Clown. He went from terrorizing kids in It to being terrorized by a kid in Home Alone 2. Many people were afraid that the new It would not live up to the original. Thankfully, they were wrong. This is one of the best remakes to ever be remade in the history of remakedom. Bill Skarsgård plays Pennywise this time around, and he does an amazing job. I loved him in Hemlock Grove as Roman Godfrey, and he is even more awesome here as an extremely creepy Pennywise the Dancing Clown. And Pennywise isn't the only great role in this movie. Every single one of the kids and the other actors in the movie did an amazing job. Particularly, Sophia Lillis makes a great and believable Beverly Marsh. Jack Dylan Grazer is the perfect Eddie with his constant fears, and Finn Wolfhard of Stranger Things fame was the perfect choice to play Richie, who was played by Seth Green in the original. This is a great start, and I can't wait for the finale of the story, coming in 2019. Sucks that we gotta wait an entire year. Number 4. The Devil's Candy. If you like heavy metal, this is the horror movie for you. This movie is metal. Pruitt Taylor Vince, who plays a character that is forced to play loud music in order to drown out the voice he hears in his head. A voice chanting incessantly. A voice that drives him insane. A voice that drives him to kill. A family then moves into the crazy guy's house after his parents wind up dead. The father is a painter and the daughter is a metalhead, and for them, all hell is about to break loose. Number 3. Gerald's Game. Gerald's Game, like It, is yet another Stephen King movie to make the list, and it is the passion project of one of my favorite directors, Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan has made a few best horror movie spots in years past for me, and 2017 was no different. Gerald's Game is the story of a couple that go away for a romantic getaway to a cabin in the woods. They start getting romantic, and then out comes the BDSM, with her being handcuffed to the bed. But things quickly go downhill when the man has a heart attack and collapses, leaving her handcuffed to the bed in the middle of nowhere, alone. The rest of the movie is her slowly devolving into madness as she attempts to escape. For years, people have said that this Stephen King story was unfilmable. Perhaps because in the book there is a crap-talking dog. But that is nowhere to be found in the movie. The dog is in the movie, but he's just a dog. He doesn't talk smack. Thankfully. Number 2. The Void. John Carpenter's The Thing and Hellraiser are some of my favorite horror movies ever, because of the amazing special effects of the shape-shifting alien thing and the demonic Cenobites. That is one of the things I love about The Void. The effects are amazing. In The Void, a group of people are trapped within a hospital, forced to fight off monsters inside and cultists outside. This movie is like a horrific nightmare mixture of the aforementioned The Thing and Hellraiser, with some Lovecraft thrown in for good measure. And I love it. Number 1. Get Out. I tried and I tried. I looked and I looked. But I could not find a better horror movie this year than Get Out. The directorial debut of comedian Jordan Peele of the comedic duo Key and Peele both wrote and directed this masterpiece of psychological horror. Get Out is an extremely clever horror movie that touches on racism in ways that other movies have never done. I find myself noticing something new every time I watch it, and that is an extremely difficult thing to do. It is difficult to create a movie that somehow remains entertaining and fresh every time you watch it. It's difficult to make a movie in which you learn something new with each new viewing. But Get Out does just that. It does a good job making the audience feel uncomfortable, making them feel as though something isn't right. Everything appears fine, but under everything, something is wrong. And Jordan Peele did a good job not just making you see that, but also making you feel it. I highly recommend Get Out, even to people who aren't generally horror movie fans. It is an amazing movie. What do you think of the movies on this list? And what are some other great horror movies that came out in 2017 that you enjoyed? Let everyone know in the comments below, and give a like and subscribe. This has been Doughboy with Hardcore Academy, and peace out.